As promised, take a look at the integral of the square root of 25 minus x squared. For this one, the tip-off is because I have something with square root of a squared minus x squared. The tip-off for this one is that we will let's write out the integral, 25 minus x squared dx. And the substitution that we'll make is a trigonometric substitution. X is equal to 5 times the sine of theta. Then doing the substitution, dx will be equal to 5 times the cosine of theta d theta. And let's go ahead and do the work over here. 25 minus x squared will be equal to 25 minus 5 times sine of theta, 180 squared. So that's 25 minus 1 minus sine squared theta. And that is equal to 25 times the cosine squared of theta. And so that is the substitution we will use. Let me draw the picture to reflect the substitution. So we have that x is equal to 5 times the sine of theta. So sine of theta is equal to x over 5. And so sine of theta is opposite over hypotenuse. So if that's theta, then opposite over hypotenuse. And then this side here would be equal to 25 minus x squared by the Pythagorean theorem. And so we can kind of confirm this, right? So if we take a look at what we have here, we would see that the cosine of theta would be equal to square root of 25 minus x squared over 5, which is what we would have expected from this. More on that in a little bit. Okay, so employing the substitution, we get this is equal to the integral of the square root of 25 times the cosine squared of theta times dx, which is 5 times cosine of theta d theta, using the formulas that I see here and here. All right, so square root of 25 is 5 times an additional 5 makes 25. The square root of cosine squared theta is the absolute value of cosine theta times cosine of theta d theta. Now, ordinarily, we would be stuck here, except for the fact that we've rigged things that the angle theta is between negative pi over 2 and pi over 2, which guarantees me that cosine is positive. And so we have 25 times cosine of theta squared d theta. Cosine of theta times cosine of theta, the absolute value signs go away because we're guaranteed that cosine of theta is positive. Okay, now this is one of the integrals you might have memorized. Otherwise, we'll use the trig identity, which I'll do here. 25 times integral of 1/2 times 1 plus cosine of 2 theta d theta. That is the trig identity, the power reduction identity for cosine squared. All right, so 25 over 2. Okay, now we integrate. The integral of 1 is theta. And the integral of cosine of 2 theta is going to be 1/2 times sine of 2 theta plus c. All right, now to be able to use the triangle here, I have to make one more trig identity. 25 over 2 theta plus 1/2. Now we have an trig identity also for sine of 2 theta. That's 2 times the sine of theta times the cosine of theta plus c. So this works out to be 25 over 2 times theta plus 25 over 2 times the sine of theta times the cosine of theta plus c. Okay, so now we have to solve for all of the parts here. Okay, so 2 of these we've already got. Well, 1 of these we've already got. Sine of theta is equal to x over 5. Therefore, theta, because everything is the angles between negative pi over 2 and pi over 2, theta will be equal to the arc sine of x over 5. Since we choose theta to be between negative pi over 2 and pi over 2. So that will give us our theta here, and we also have sine theta. The one piece of information we don't have yet is cosine of theta, and that I can get off the triangle. So cosine of theta from the triangle is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. So square root of 25 minus x squared over 5. And so using the piece of information that I'm going to mark with blue stars, using the piece of information that I mark with blue stars, we can plug in again. And this works out to be 25 over 2 times the arc sine of x over 5 plus 25 over 2 times sine of theta was x over 5, and cosine of theta is over here, square root of 25 minus x squared over 5 plus c. And now we do a little simplification. 25, 5, and 5 all cancel. So we get 25 over 2 times the arc sine of x over 5 plus 1/2 times x square root of 25 minus x squared plus c. And so that is the antiderivative of the square root of 25 minus x squared.